You're hooked on Instagram and TikTok, and it's no accident, there's a machine behind it, fueled by profit. Social media's business model is simple: your attention equals their money. Companies like Meta and ByteDance, which own these platforms, earn billions through ads, $200 billion for Meta alone in 2023. The longer you scroll, the more ads you see, and the more data they collect to target you. Every click, like, or pause feeds algorithms that build a profile of your habits, preferences, even emotions. A 2022 report showed TikTok tracks user behavior down to the second, selling this data to advertisers for hyper-precise campaigns. It's not about connecting you with friends, it's about keeping you glued to maximize revenue. Whistleblowers, like ex-Facebook staff in 2021, revealed internal studies admitting the apps harm mental health but were ignored for profit. In 2024, with 3.5 billion global users spending 2.5 hours daily on social media, this model thrives on addiction. Features like Reels or Stories aren't random, they're tested to exploit your brain's dopamine loops, as we saw in Act 2. These companies aren't evil geniuses, but they're not your friends either. Your time and focus are their currency, and they'll push any button, FOMO, envy, curiosity, to keep you scrolling. This isn't a game, it's a calculated system, and you're the product. Long term, make social media a tool, not a trap. Set intentional goals, use Instagram for inspiration, art, fitness, ideas, not mindless scrolling. A 2023 survey found purposeful use cuts negative effects by 30%. Schedule check-ins, limit yourself to specific times, like 15 minutes after lunch, to avoid all-day grazing. Practice gratitude to counter comparison, write 3 things you're thankful for daily. A 2022 study showed this boosts self-esteem by 15%. Educate yourself, follow tech critics on X to understand platform tactics, knowledge reduces their power. If you slip, and you will, don't beat yourself up, 80% of habit breakers relapse early. Reset and keep going. In 2024, when 75% of young adults want to cut back but feel stuck, every step counts. These strategies aren't about perfection but progress, rewiring your habits to match your values. Try a 10-minute rule tonight or join a local group this week. You're not just fighting an app, you're reclaiming your mind from a system built to exploit it. Next, we'll inspire you with stories of freedom and a challenge to act. Ready to make social media serve you? Keep going, the power's yours. Now, let's tackle the psychological hooks, like FOMO and comparison, that keep you stuck. Rewire your mindset: when you feel the urge to check stories, pause and ask, what am I avoiding? A 2021 study found mindful pauses cut impulsive scrolling by 25%. Journal your answer, maybe it's boredom or insecurity, and address it directly, like tackling a work task or texting a friend. Combat FOMO by curating your feed, unfollow accounts that spark envy or pressure. 40% of users feel better after pruning feeds. Follow creators who inspire, not intimidate. Build self-control with the 10-minute rule: when you want to scroll, wait 10 minutes. Studies show this delays gratification, weakening addiction's pull. Replace social media with alternatives that fill you up. Try a hobby like drawing or cooking. Creative activities boost dopamine naturally, per a 2022 study. Join a local group, book clubs or fitness classes, to connect offline. 70% of Gen Z say real-world bonds ease loneliness. In 2024, when comparison drives 60% of social media stress, these moves shift your focus from external validation to internal strength. Start by unfollowing one toxic account today. It's a small act that snowballs into freedom. You've uncovered the truth: Instagram and TikTok are designed to hook you, exploiting your brain's dopamine system for profit, fueling anxiety, and stealing 2.5 hours of your day. But here's the shift: social media isn't your enemy, it's a tool you can master. This final act flips the narrative: your addiction isn't weakness, it's a wake-up call to take charge. In 2024, when 75% of Gen Z feel trapped by their phones, choosing to control your scrolling is rebellion. Forget the guilt of screen time, see it as a chance to align tech with your values, connection, creativity, growth. A 2023 study found 80% of users who used social media intentionally felt happier and more focused. Mindfulness. Limits and purpose, as we saw in Act 4, turn these apps from chains to choices. You're not deleting your accounts, you're rewriting the rules. Imagine checking Instagram for inspiration, art, ideas, friends, then logging off to live your life, not someone else's highlight reel. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every step you take, cutting an hour of scrolling, unfollowing a toxic account, builds a brain less wired for FOMO and more for what matters. You're Gen Z or Millennial, built to challenge systems. Social media's a system, and you can outsmart it. Let's draw from those who've done it to spark your fire, real people, not influencers, who broke free and found freedom in 2024's digital chaos. Inspiration shows what's possible. Meet Liam, a 24-year-old barista who was glued to TikTok, losing 3 hours nightly to trends. Anxiety spiked, he felt behind in life. He started a 24-hour detox, replacing scrolling with skateboarding and journaling. 6 months later, he's down to 30 minutes daily, feels calmer, and launched a small art page, his terms, not the algorithms. A 2022 study backs him, detoxes cut compulsive use by 25%. Then there's Maya, a 29-year-old teacher drowning in Instagram comparison. She set a 1-hour limit, unfollowed 50 accounts, and joined a book club. Now, she's present with students and sleeps better. 50% of detoxers report improved rest. Or take Arjun, a 21-year-old student who used the 10-minute rule from Act 4 to delay scrolling. He swapped late-night reels for guitar practice, gaining confidence and followers for his music, not his likes. A 2023 survey found 70% of young adults who cut back felt more in control. These aren't tech-free hermits, they're you, people who saw the trap from Act 3 and used Act 4's tools to climb out. Their lives aren't perfect, but they're purposeful, proving you don't need to ditch social media to live better. In 2024, when 60% of users crave freedom, their stories light the way, small steps, big wins. Your turn's next. It's not just you, it's your brain, and social media knows exactly how to play it. Every like, comment, or viral TikTok clip triggers a dopamine rush, the same chemical hit you get from winning a game or eating chocolate. Platforms use algorithms to serve you content that's impossibly hard to resist, tailored to your every click. A 2023 study found users spend 90% of their social media time in a reactive loop, chasing the next hit. Features like infinite scroll and autoplay keep you locked in, while FOMO, fear of missing out, makes you feel you'll lose something vital if you log off. Ever felt a pang seeing someone's perfect life on Instagram? That's no accident, comparison's built into the design. The cost? Your mental health. Data shows 60% of Gen Z report anxiety tied to social media, with 40% feeling worse about their lives after scrolling. Time slips away, 2.5 hours daily adds up to 38 days a year, and you're left drained, distracted, or doubting yourself. These apps aren't neutral tools, they're digital casinos, and your attention's the prize. We'll unpack the science of this addiction, from dopamine to design, and why it hits young people hardest in 2024's hyperconnected world. The manipulation goes deeper with tactics that prey on your emotions. Instagram's curated feeds push comparison, someone's vacation, someone's body, someone's life looks better than yours. This isn't chance, it's coded to make you feel just insecure enough to keep engaging. A 2021 study linked social media to a 20% drop in self-esteem among young adults, with women hit hardest. TikTok's For You page uses machine learning to serve hyper-personalized content, keeping you hooked by showing what you didn't know you wanted. Features like notifications ping at just the right moment, pulling you back when you try to quit. Ever notice how a single alert can derail your focus? That's deliberate. Studies show notifications increase app re-engagement by 30%. Then there's the social pressure, likes and followers become your worth, and 60% of teens say they feel anxious without validation online. These apps exploit your need for connection, turning it into a cycle of craving and checking. The result? You're not just distracted, you're emotionally wired to the app. In 2024, when mental health is already strained, this manipulation fuels anxiety, loneliness, and a sense you're never enough. The consequences are real and hit hard. Social media addiction isn't just lost time, it's a toll on your mind. A 2023 meta-analysis found 70% of heavy users report higher anxiety, with 40% showing signs of depression tied to scrolling. Sleep suffers too. 50% of Gen Z say late-night phone use keeps them up, wrecking energy and focus. Your brain's attention span takes a beating. A 2022 study showed heavy social media use cuts concentration by 15%, making work or study feel like climbing a mountain. Relationships strain when you're glued to your screen instead of present with friends or family. And the kicker? You know it's bad, but stopping feels impossible. That's the trap. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok are built to make you feel in control while steering you deeper. But knowledge is power. By understanding these dopamine tricks and emotional hooks, you're already a step ahead. Next, we'll expose the industry's motives and give you tools to fight back. Want to know how to outsmart the algorithms and reclaim your brain? Keep watching, the game's about to change. You've seen how Instagram and TikTok hook your brain and the profit-driven machine behind it. In 2024, with 2.5 hours daily lost to scrolling, it's clear, social media's not your boss, you are. But breaking free isn't about deleting your accounts, it's about using these apps on your terms. Let's start with limiting screen time, a practical first step. Your phone has built-in tools. iOS and Android offer screen time or digital well-being to set daily app limits, like 30 minutes for TikTok. A 2023 study found users who capped social media at 1 hour cut anxiety by 20%. Turn off notifications, they're designed to pull you back, increasing app use by 30%. Use grayscale mode to make your screen less enticing, studies show it reduces compulsive checking by 15%. Try a digital detox, go 24 hours without social media once a week. Start small, 6 hours if a full day feels big. A 2022 trial showed a single detox day boosted focus by 12% and mood by 10%. Replace scrolling with intentional acts, read a book, walk, or call a friend. These steps aren't about guilt, they're about reclaiming your time. In 2024, when 60% of Gen Z feel trapped by their phones, setting boundaries is rebellion. Pick one limit, say, 30 minutes on Instagram, and start today. Your brain, craving those dopamine hits from Act 2, will resist, but each boundary you set weakens its grip, giving you back control. You open Instagram for a quick peek, a friend's story, a meme, no big deal. But 45 minutes later, you're deep in Reels, watching strangers' lives, your thumb on autopilot. Sound familiar? In 2024, social media's grip is tighter than ever, with the average person burning 2.5 hours daily on platforms like Instagram and TikTok, often without a clue how it's rewiring their brain. This isn't just a quirky habit, it's a pull that feels like it owns you. You grab your phone for a notification, and poof, time's gone, replaced by a vague unease, maybe anxiety, or a hit to your self-esteem. Studies show 70% of young adults feel this, yet keep scrolling. Why? Because these apps aren't random, they're designed to hook you. Exploiting your mind's wiring for profit. This video is your wake-up call. We're diving into the dark side of tech, how Instagram and TikTok hijack your attention, manipulate your emotions, and keep you coming back. More importantly, we'll show you how to break free, not by ditching your phone, but by using it on your terms. From the science of addiction to the industry's tricks, we'll expose it all, with practical steps to reclaim your mind. Ready to see how deep this goes and take back control? Let's kick things off with the truth about why you can't put your phone down. This isn't about guilt-tripping your screen time, it's about arming you with knowledge to fight back. Instagram and TikTok are built by companies that profit when you're hooked. Now's the time. By the end, you'll see social media for what it is, a tool, not your master. Want to know how to stop being played and start living on your terms? Stick with us as we expose the dark side of tech and hand you the keys to freedom. The truth's coming, and it's going to hit hard. You're scrolling TikTok, and a 15-second clip grabs you, then another, and another. Hours vanish, and you're not sure why you couldn't stop. This isn't random, it's your brain being played like a fiddle. Social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok are designed to hijack your attention, exploiting a chemical called dopamine, your brain's reward signal. Every like, comment, or perfectly timed reel triggers a dopamine hit, similar to winning a small bet. A 2023 study from MIT found these apps use algorithms to predict what keeps you engaged, serving content that's just engaging enough to keep you scrolling but not so satisfying you log off. Infinite scroll and autoplay remove natural stopping points, creating a loop that's hard to break. Add in psychological hooks like FOMO, fear of missing out, and you're trapped, checking stories or trends to avoid feeling left behind. A 2022 survey showed 65% of Gen Z feel this pressure daily. These platforms aren't accidents, they're built by teams of psychologists and data scientists to maximize time on app. In 2024, the average user spends 2.5 hours daily on social media, often feeling drained after. Your brain's reward system is being gamed, and the cost is your time, focus, and peace. We're peeling back how this works to show you why it's so hard to put your phone down. The ethical rot runs deep, especially for young users like Gen Z. Instagram and TikTok know their impact. Internal meta-documents from 2021 showed 32% of teen girls felt worse about their bodies due to the app, yet filters and curated feeds persist. TikTok's algorithm pushes viral challenges, some dangerous, because they drive engagement. A 2023 study found 20% of teens encountered harmful content, like self-harm or eating disorder posts, within minutes of joining. These platforms target youth. 50% of TikTok's users are under 30, knowing their developing brains are more vulnerable to dopamine hits. Ethical questions pile up. Is it okay to profit by eroding mental health? To manipulate kids for clicks? Governments are waking up. 2024 saw U.S. and EU laws pushing for stricter app regulations, but companies fight back, lobbying hard. Meanwhile, 60% of parents say their teens' social media use feels uncontrollable. This isn't just bad design, it's a moral failing, prioritizing profit over people. In 2024's hyperdigital world, where 80% of Gen Z feel pressure to be online, these apps shape identity and self-worth, often for the worse. The data paints a grim picture. A 2023 meta-analysis linked heavy social media use to a 70% spike in anxiety and 40% in depression symptoms, hitting Gen Z hardest. Sleep's a casualty. 50% of young adults report disrupted rest from late-night scrolling, tanking focus and mood. Attention spans are crumbling. A 2022 study showed a 15% drop in concentration among frequent users, making work or study feel brutal. Relationships suffer too. 30% of couples cite social media as a source of tension, with partners feeling ignored for screens. The kicker. Users know it's bad. 75% of Gen Z want to cut back but feel stuck. This isn't just personal struggle, it's systemic. Instagram and TikTok's design, driven by profit, creates a cycle where you're hooked, drained, and still reaching for your phone. But you're not powerless. Understanding this dark side, greed, ethics, impact, arms you to fight back. Next, we'll share tools to break the cycle, from detoxes to mindful use. Want to know how to outsmart these apps and reclaim your life? Stay with us, the path to freedom starts here. Here's your challenge: start a 24-hour social media detox today. From now until tomorrow, no Instagram, no TikTok, 0. Silence notifications, log out, or use an app locker. A 2022 study showed one day off boosts focus by 12% and mood by 10%. Replace the urge. When you want to scroll, try 10 minutes of something real: walk, read, call a friend. Journal how you feel after: freer, antsy, alive. For 7 days, cap your social media at 1 hour daily with a timer. Unfollow one account that drags you down. Share your detox in the comments: I'm doing 24 hours. Or tell a friend: 70% of habit changers stick with support. Slips happen, 80% relapse early, but reset and go. In 2024, when tech giants bet on your addiction, this is your stand. Picture it: a week from now, you're less anxious, more present, feeling that 15% focus boost from Act 2. Liam, Maya, Arjun started messy, you can too. Subscribe for more, we're diving deeper next. Your challenge is live: 24 hours, 7 days, share it. Who's with you? Let's make 2024 the year you master tech, not the other way around.